Let me tell you, brother. There's
But this is
a
interesting.
parable in the Bible
Yeah.
where Jesus says there's two different people that enter the synagogue to tithe, which is to donate and to give a percentage of their earnings.
Yeah.
Here comes this big businessman dropping bags, loud.
He wants everybody to see him.
He got his reward. He got the praise of man. This old lady comes, widow, walking, drops 2 little pennies. Jesus says, who do you think gave more? The one that it hurt them to give? To be so giving that you give everything that you have? Or the one that gives leftover?
And then feel it.
Doesn't feel it. Get it. You need to give to the point where it becomes where it hurts. That is where selflessness comes in, where it transcends the feeling of good. And there's people that are selfless, brother. Look at these people that are out here. Mother Teresa, people of this nature, women like that. Their entire life is based off of what? Sacrificing for other people. That's a huge ordeal. I think that exists, and I think it can exist in the business space as well. If not, well, we'll bring it.
We'll make it happen. Yeah, I mean, I do see where you're coming from, 100%, no doubt.
I changed your mind, brother. You're good. New data set.
Honestly,
new data
not
set.
Not really, but maybe I will get there. Maybe I'll get there. Right now, I don't know. Just my experiences, you know what I mean? But like, what's a lesson both of you wish you learned sooner in life?
Great things take time. Because I started my journey of trying to become an entrepreneur very young, around 13, 14.
Nice, me too.
Throughout high school, I had a lot of sadness and anxiety because I wasn't successful, and all these things that I was trying were not working. And I used to beat myself up so much. In fact, I found one of my old journals from high school, and I was writing in there, and I was like hearing that voice of that kid, and he was talking about how sad he was and how he felt like a failure and how life wasn't going his way. And if I could sit with him right now and just tell him where he was headed, I think not only would I have been successful faster, but I would have had more enjoyment on the process. But perhaps it was necessary for me to go through that to come to this realization. But that is something I wish I learned earlier.
Me too.
If there is one thing that I wish I learned earlier, is that there's nothing to achieve beyond yourself. Beyond the actualization of yourself. No business that you build, no accolade that you receive, no title that you gain, no amount of money that you earn trumps or beats the self-actualization process of an individual, where you understand that your purpose is to become the best version of yourself, and that your identity doesn't lie in your achievements and what you do and what you have, but that you know that you are enough in and of yourself, and that you can live a life of peace. I wish I would have learned that before, because you start doing all these things, you start making all this money, you start doing all these businesses because you want your identity to be worth something, because you yourself don't find any worth because you've been told what is worthwhile. The dude from Louis Vuitton is selling you the fucking pipe dream, mother. What is he selling you? That the Louis Vuitton bag is gonna make you dope. He conned everybody. There's a verse in the Bible that says, at the end of times, the merchants will deceive the entire world. Bro, that's all a scam. It's a gimmick. It's a facade.
And now he's the richest man in the world. Just recently.
There you go. Yeah. So you start realizing that it's a capitalization on the identity of individuals, because people cannot have a self-identity because they don't know who you are. I wish I would have learned that I am enough, so that while I'm doing these things, I'm not doing them to find who I am, but I'm doing them because I am.
Nice. And you know what's interesting about this guy, Brennan Arnold? You won't even see him ever wearing like a loud logo or anything. So he just basically conned you guys to wear all these. You guys look like LV billboards. And he doesn't even. You never see him wearing a single LV T-shirt or one of these jackets, you know, with the like reflective.
He knows what it is. It's a bunch of walking billboards at the end of the day. And yes, they are selling the dream. They do it with the cars too.
Yeah.
The cars are fun, but you think when you get that you're gonna change at all?
True.
You're still that same person.
Yeah, facts. Honestly. Cars, especially cars are an interesting one, because it's like you feel like they're fun. You know, it's easy to like yourself. You can like yourself and tell yourself it's not materialism. It's just that I really enjoy going fast. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a tricky one. But
cars are great. The issue isn't the car. The issue isn't the Louis Vuitton. The issue isn't any of these things. The issue is when your identity is placed in them, and when that is stripped from you, you are nothing.
That's your
if I
value.
was to take away your car, if I was to take away your designer,
watch.
what would be left? Or are you a carcass of the dreams of other men?
So
good.
many people are that, a carcass of the dreams of other men, buying things and trying to become something that maybe they never wanted to be in the first place. And then when they get there, they're like, oh,
It was a scam.
yeah, and now I'm broke.
And now it's too late.
Yeah.
Because
But at least I'm popping on Instagram, right?
At least people think I'm the drip. I'm dripping.
and when you realize isn't even thinking about you.
They're not. They're thinking about themselves. They're drip.
That is one of the most humbling realizations of them all. Nobody really cares that much.
Honestly.
Even if you did the greatest thing in the world and you were Kobe
People
Bryant
have
or
so much of
LeBron
their own
James,
problems,
Right.
their own difficulties, so much noise in their own head. Brother,
Nobody.
if you died today, your mother, me, and maybe another 50, 75 people show up. By 2 p.m., half of us are hungry. We're booking restaurants. By 5 p.m., your mom can't shed any more tears. She goes home, she goes to bed, and in the morning she figures out, how do I pay the bill? And everybody's back to work. Long gone dream, baby.
in a day. There's the post on the gram and on Twitter, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace.
Gone.
Then the next
Out of-
thing.
yeah,
on to
dude.
the next.
So that's how people operate. They're operating off of the paradigms, the realities of other people, and their perceptions of them. Brother, everybody's perception of me is biased, flawed, whether good or bad. How do I perceive myself?
It's the
In and
only
of-
thing that matters.
It's the only thing that matters because it's the only thing that's real. When you're on your deathbed, your wife ain't gonna be there. Your family's not gonna. Your dad that tells you, that runs your life now, he ain't gonna be there. He'll most likely be dead already. It'll be you and yourself. And the question is, you're gonna have to ask yourself is, did you live this life the right way or did you f up?
Did you live it for
And
others?
that is where I define success.
That's the ultimate hell or heaven. That final moment where you're looking at your life like, I did what I said I was gonna do, or I never became that man that I wanted to be.
Damn. That's freaking
So
out.
I think success will be defined at the end of your life. So I'll let you know when I get there. 120 years. That's how long I'm living. So got like 90 something to go.
Chilling for now. We on
Yeah,
we young.
Yeah,
Life
we're
is
chilling.
good.
No
Life is
wrinkles
good.
yet. We good.
But anyways,
that,
good,
that got really deep for a second, but yeah,
good session, bro.
yeah. From like this, they say like when you're 20, you're worried about what everyone's thinking about you. When you're 30, you stop caring about what people think about you. When you're 40, you realize people were not thinking about you in the first place.
Try to get to that point at 40 sooner.
Or-
Sooner the better.
Or
Yeah.
just realize it right now.
Yeah,
listening
exactly.
to this.
Yeah, just switch it on. Reprogram.
Reprogram.
Rewire. How do you rewire your brain? Because I know it's something that people think about all the time. How exactly? Because some of my beliefs are formed. Let's say someone's watching this video. His beliefs have been formed already. It's too late. He's been formed by the news, been formed by society, by the schools. The indoctrinations happen. Now, how does he escape? How does he reprogram his brain?
It's not too late to rewire your brain.
Definitely.
You just have to be aware of what you're thinking every day, and you have to be aware of what's been programmed into your mind. Awareness is the first step for you to be able to make a change. From there, you can see what you can remove, and then begin the process of educating yourself and getting new data sets and new inputs so that you can, as you said, rewire your brain. But you have to first know what's there.
I'm going to curveball you.
Yes, of course.
Psilocybin from psychedelic mushrooms. So what psilocybin does, as well as lion's mane, they both work collectively and it work extremely well, is they create what is called neurogenesis, which is the regeneration of neurons and neural pathways and neural networks in your brain. Everything is energy, right? So the information in your brain is transmitted through what? Electrical signals.
Okay.
So you can biohack your brain into doing what? Processing information differently. So you intake lion's mane, and what are you doing? Creating new neural pathways and new neural networks to find your brain will find optimized ways to pass information. So now what you're doing is you're saying, how do I rewire my mind? Biohack it, supplement it, increase your ability to what? Have better neural network, better neural transmissions, have new neurons come in. And then what I like to do is also stretch my spine. I know this was a completely curveball, but you have to understand the physical implications of changing your mind, because you drink tap water, you have brain fog. Your pineal gland's calcified. You eat junk food, your life is. So you want to
Your
change your
gut.
mind, you have to change what?
Your
Your
gut.
gut. We
said
talked
this.
about this,
Sick.
right? Because your gut
Very good
operates like an individual. It thinks in and of itself. Start looking at the microbiome. It's crazy. But anyways, back to psilocybin and lion's mane and neural
I tried
network
this, yeah.
pathways. So your spine operates as what? The pathway of what? Electricity.
Electricity.
It's the road. It's the highway of your body. Everybody's stiff. Everybody has scoliosis. Everybody's sitting down. So all these things you start realizing, whoa, there's huge implications as to why I feel lethargic, why I have brain fog, why I have ADHD. But no, let me just, instead of thinking for 30 minutes what my problem is and why I'm so unhealthy and why my brain's not operating, let me go take some medication from the doctor.
Or a nap.
Everything that pharma has created, nature has a natural solution for. All of it. We are self-sufficient in and of ourselves, but once again, people are lazy. So
want
what?
that instant
They
pill.
depend on somebody else
Yeah.
for their problems and the solution of those problems. So once you understand that if you want to rewire your mind, you also have to rewire your body.
Your biochemistry.
Then you start operating in a different way. You can't start dumping motor oil into a machine
True.
that isn't designed to have that motor oil. You're going to be. That's how it works. So take care of your biology, take care of your body, take care of your mind. And I think that that's a great step to rewiring your operating system from
Yeah.
the physical side, because we didn't
Very
address that,
sick.
but it's extremely important.
Yeah.
Super important.
Yeah, yours is like more of like a belief, but it's interesting what you said because I've tried and I've tried lion's mane, the pills, and definitely I feel like honestly I didn't feel it too much, but I felt a slight improvement of clarity, the brain fog feeling, and like what you said last podcast episode, when you say I have a gut feeling, what does that mean? People didn't dissect it, and you dissected it in the last video, which we did, which was your gut's like a second brain, and it determines how you feel, your mood, what type of what's it called?
It regulates your emotional stability
Yeah.
through serotonin. So people
release
are like,
of serotonin, yeah.
I'm not happy. They think it's a mental problem. Maybe it's somewhere else. But people have been lied to into believing that they're sick in the mind.
I have a chemical imbalance. Let me take this pill from the
Yeah.
therapist, as opposed to
How do I
looking
get
at what I'm
chemically
con-
They don't
balanced?
eat McDonald's. They think McDonald's will make them happy, but it
It's
actually makes
insane.
them
The
sad.
Happy Meal, bro.
The Happy Meal.
Wow. Wow. The happy meal.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to tear up some Happy Meals. That was a big
Macs,
deal,
bro.
as a
Big
kid.
Macs.
It's a great name, though, for such a shit product.
Terrible
Yeah.
product.
All right, this has been an amazing episode. Thank you guys so much for being here, both of you guys. It's been an honor. I hope you guys learned something from this video. This is some wisdom directly from two people who have accomplished so much at such a young age. You should definitely check them out online. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Make sure to subscribe to this man as well. He's on a path to greatness.
And not just
you watch
not,
it live.
And the few people that are left at the end of the video now, not just a comment. What are you learning? Give me a data set. Don't just extract value. Give some value back to us. I'll be reading the comments, see if you guys drop some sauce.
Same here.
Peace.
All right, best regards.